Hello everyone, welcome back to FTRL for what is week 5 of our GT1 part of the season, and we are at Big Willow like last night, so we're in the desert for all this evening's races. 3 races to come, remember no qualifying as this is sprint week, so 3 races. First one starts in championship order, second one is a reverse grid, and then the third one is going by the race 2 results. Good evening people. So yeah, last night we had Lee winning race 1, race 2 was won by Owen, race 3 was Joker I believe, so 3 different ones we had last night. Remember you do have 2 choices, 2 medium races and 1 which you can choose to use as soft. I say you can choose which one you want to do. Most people was race 1 last night. Then I think it was kind of roughly evenly split between race 2 and race 3. I am good, Fever. How are you? I am very good. I enjoyed my racing last night on GT2. Unfortunately, I apparently had a bit of lag last night, which kind of impacted, because I think Royston hit me because of lag as well, so there was a couple of issues last night obviously with my side with lag, so I enjoyed the races though, but yeah, it wasn't ideal last night. I think lag, which was a bit odd. Hopefully no lag this evening, but yeah, that was strange last night. Owen got his first win, obviously race 2, which was very, very good. And yeah, there was definitely a 50-50 mix of strategies with how you use the softs. Definitely kind of half decided to kind of hang out and not have to stop. However, the other half had to stop, myself included. So yeah, the difference is you obviously don't have quite as good pace if you're trying to hold out for the entire race. You're going to have to manage your pace at the start, so you get enough grip near the end, or you do what I done last night and literally just go hell for leather and then halfway through come in and pit. 2 options. I'll be honest, I don't actually think there's a massive difference between the 2 because of how quick you are just flying on them. However, you do have the traffic element, so it depends. I got quite lucky last night with the traffic, but you might not get lucky with the traffic and you may get stuck behind loads of folk, in which case then trying to no-stop is more beneficial. However, I say there is definitely options. Good evening, Derek and Mikey. So yeah, there are definitely a lot of options how you want to play the softs when you want to use them. By the look of it, a lot of people are on softs currently. I would say more than half the grid are on softs at the moment, including Ross, who is obviously our championship leader, is starting from pole position. Lee's on softs, Pagani's on soft, Johnny Boy's on soft, Biggles is mediums, then Andy's soft, Joker's softs, Aaron's mediums, Jonesy's soft, Blue Flag soft, Graham soft. So only medium runners are Aaron and Biggles. There we go, and 5 hours like the Sam are away. There's been a glitch with the liveries as usual. And Ross is getting us underway ahead of Lee Call in towards turn 1. It's a fast left-hander corner. And everyone seems to be getting alright through there. No dramas so far. Long right-hander now, and Biggles, Joker, and Andy, who's going wide, are all side by side. Now Aaron's having a little look down the inside of Joker, and I think he's got that move done. Oh, Joker is off on the gravel. He's still off on the gravel, and he's around. I don't think he's collected someone. No, he's alright. There we go. Ross is still in the lead then, coming through. Oh, that's wide. That's very wide. That was very, very wide there. There's someone missing from my team, because obviously I'm racing, commentating, so yeah. But other than that, I'm not actually sure. Ross is in the lead then from Lee, comfortably so now. He's got a wee gap. Back in behind, we've got Aaron and P9, blue flags there, and then we've got Graham. Graham's got a cracking run as we go through. Oh, who's that? Someone's. Oh, it's Pagani's. Oh, he's in the middle of the track. Oh, no, he's okay. I think he ghosted, which was lucky because he was directly span back onto the middle of the track there. So that was drama on the opening lap there. Yeah, T Smith was supposed to be covered by Beach apparently, but I don't know where Beach is. No, that's it. There's only 3 people missing. I don't know about. I can't remember why Bread's missing. Obviously, I'm missing because I'm covering com as well. Wasn't massively fussed. I got to race last night anyway. But Biggles is in the ahead of Andy as they come around this kind of top of the hill section, and you come back down the hill. A couple of you got caught out there. Oh, never mind. Sorry, mate. Yeah, apologies. I forgot Johnny. I've always got the other names on, so yeah, never mind me. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Must be missing someone else, but anyway. Carry on. Blue flag 7, we've got Graham in behind, then comes Aaron, who is all over the back of Graham. Pagani and Joker having their own personal little fight after both of them had a spin on the opening lap. Oh yeah, Carl is missing, I forgot about that, he did actually mention that. Oh, it was a slight difference. It was blue flag, it was, and Graham is all over the back of him. Remember, these are all on softs basically. The only ones on mediums is Aaron here, and Biggles, who is holding off Andy. Andy picks up a little bit of dust on the inside there, but he got away with it. But yeah, Biggles is on mediums. Remember, Andy's on softs. In terms of the soft runners there, Biggles went right there. In terms of the soft runners, definitely Andy looks like he's got the worst wear, so I definitely think Andy will be stopping. Can't see him making it at the end as Jonesy and Blue Flag go nudging there. Yeah, Johnny Boy was quick last night. We all mentioned that it was very quick last night, so nice to see him holding his own in P3 at the moment on those soft tyres. So he definitely is doing well. A 17.7 for Ross, so we weren't in the 17s last night. So that is the fastest lap I've seen so far around here. As Blue Flag and Graham come round the last corner. And I don't think he's close enough. He's certainly not there. So we shall skip up front and see how he is getting on. 19.1 now for lap 2, so he's definitely dropped off a little bit. We shall see what's going to happen here with the soft. Actually, to be fair, Ross and Andy aren't much different. Absolutely not, Derek. He's already dropped into the 19s in the second lap, so absolutely not. We shall see in about I'd say lap 6ish time, we can get an understanding of who's going for the one stop and who's will definitely be going to the end. But yeah, until then I don't think you'll have a real understanding until that point. Aaron is dropping off, but you would expect that he is on the medium tyres, so everyone else in front of him is on the softs at the moment. Biggles is doing a cracking job out there in P4, and he's in the 19s. So he's doing a cracking job at the moment. Everyone seems to be kind of in the 19s at the moment. So it was kind of about where we were. There was some 18s in the mediums last night, definitely, but some decent race pace so far. 18.8 last time for Johnny, 18.4 for Lee, and then an 18.2 for Ross, so fluctuating. Johnny has dropped off now, 20.2 last time. Oh, and he's off. Oh, has he caught that? Oh, catch and a half. Catch and a half from Andy. This is cracking catch that was. Jonesy's all over the back of him, but he's kept in front, so he's done very well there. Very, very well. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how he managed to keep that on. I went off last night and kept it on, but I mean, I wasn't that far wide. He was very, very wide, so I don't know how he managed to keep it on the track, to be. Oh, he's off now, I think. Oh, he's I don't know if he's had a moment at the top of the hill there, because he was fine, but then he's all of a sudden, I'm not quite sure what's going on, did it? Oh, Ross is off. Ross is off, and he's back on now, but he held it together just about. But yeah, he caught the very end of it. He's off. Tom's saying Ross is going to try and go to the end. Well, he's done 5 laps, and I would say his front left's about a quarter-ish, maybe just less than a quarter, which suggests he might be able to get to the end. However, tight. Lee's in a much better position. If there's any doubt, Lee is again going to the end. Jonesy, absolutely not. He will not be going to the end on them. Not going to happen. Far too warm. Blue flag, I would say, is doubtful as well. Graham, I'd imagine, will try and go to the end because it's Graham. He's decent tyres and usually try that strategy. Andy's going to struggle. Jesus. Let's just not talk about Pagani's wear. I think it's fair to say Pagani will be pitting. Remember, Pagani is on pad as well, so doesn't help. Joker will certainly be pitting as well. So yeah, there's your kind of rundown of the current tyre wear situation. Yeah, as I say though, definitely Lee will be going to the end. Ross is a 50-50. Tom says he can't see him going into the pits, but with that wear, he's on the periphery here of not making it to the end with enough wear left in those tyres, enough tread. Biggles has no such worries on the medium tyres. Graham getting past blue flag there, making the move up. Oh, Aaron's a bit wide there. He get on the grey stuff though. Joker and Andy having a wee bit of a battle there at the back. So yeah, Lee 1.1 as he reaches the top of the hill, and down he goes down the hill, and slaloms to the left here, flat out all the way around now to the last corner, and that gap's increased to 1.4 seconds. Johnny still doing a decent job at the moment, along with Biggles chasing pack in behind. Personally, I can't see Ross making it to the end on those tyres. I think that would be very ambitious. That front left is not pretty. If we see him in around lap 9, that's where I expect to kind of pit stops. I can't see him making it to the end on them. I'm very, very, very doubt. Can't see it. Oh, good evening, Marley. It's been a while. Oh, Graham and Jonesy. Graham trying to go round outside. Jonesy giving him a bit of a nudge there, but they did actually make it around the corner. And Graham looks to have got ahead now as they go around the long right-hander. So yeah, Graham, good move there. A little bit of contact mid-corner, but to give each other enough room that the contact didn't make any difference, and they both stayed on the track. So decent racing there between the two. Gave each other room. Nicely done. Biggles still having a nice old jolly time out front, and he's now setting his best lap of the race, 19.2. However, I've just kind of jinxed him there as he's then went on the gravel. However, he's saved it, so he's okay. That was very nearly the biggest commentator's cuss ever there. Literally, as I said, he nearly binned it. Oh, who's that? Someone is binning it. Is that Jonesy? It is. It's Jonesy. That's a lovely camera angle. Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, Jonesy gripping a wheel on the gravel there, dropping behind. Aaron might get interested shortly. Pagani still recovering P9. Back out front, 1.5 in the lead. Lee's tyres are already starting to look unpleasant, to say the least. And Ross's are much more than unpleasant now. They're already getting to that point of danger. Johnny Boy is the best tyre wear out the top three. Marginally better than Lee, but it's there. Ross has caught up with Lee a bit, so Ross and Lee are on similar levels of tyre wear now. Lee's maybe teeny touch better, but not much in it at all. But yeah, not much in it. So Aaron's got ahead of Jones. Remember I say Aaron's on medium tyres. Going by Aaron's tyre wear on the mediums, I can assure you that Aaron will definitely be stopping when he uses the softs. But I mean, that's not exactly news. Aaron will tell you yourself his tyre wear is not his strength. So yeah, he'll certainly be pitting when he... Jonesy's, right. Johnny is doing a very good job out front at the moment on P3. Jonesy will be pitting this lap, I'd imagine. I can't see him doing anything else other than that. Ross is carrying on, so is Lee. They're both, I think, attempting to do no stops. Johnny is in the best position, I think, for a no stop here. Jonesy's in. Totally expected. So all of these guys that are going for the no stop, with the exception of Johnny, have half tyre wear on the front left. So if we say that tyre wear usually accelerates as you go further into a race, or further into a stint, then every single person out on the soft tyres at the moment with half tyre wear is going to be fully red on the last lap. So this could be interesting. Blue flag, Joker, Pagani, Jonesy all pitting. I'm going to assume that the rest are trying to stay out. Andy, quite frankly, has no chance, I think, on the look of that front left, because that is already over halfway. And he's only on the 10th lap. So, can't see him making it. We're all a bit more spread out now. However, I think there's going to be some drama to come here with this tyre wear situation. 1.8 is the gap out front. Ross on a 17.7 early on. However, after that, he's been managing that tyre wear ever since, and he's now comfortably into the 19s. So that just suggests the difference in the pace, what you can actually manage if you're trying to do a no stop, what you need to be at. Some got a bit cloudy as well, so I don't know, that might help the tyre wear slightly. I'm not sure that makes any difference though, but it definitely is clouded over. It's sunny to start. Still not anymore. Andy is pit, and I'm not surprised. He's never going to get there into the air. Oh, Aaron's off, but he's back on. He's okay. Tyre wear check. Johnny is in a much better position. I know he's 6.2 off Ross, 7.8 off the lead. But he is in if their tyres out front fall off a cliff, like the absolute cliff, and you never know. Oh, Biggles. Oh, good. I missed that. Good spot, Fever. Yeah, Biggles did have a bit of a spin. He's dropped to P6, however, he's comfortably ahead of the one stoppers on the softs. So, because of the way this has worked, with so many people having to stop in this race, it has made it very, very spread out. This will not be the case, I would expect, in the following couple of races, when near enough everyone will be on mediums. So yeah, definitely I think this will be the most spread out race, just because of the way the strategy's worked here. 1.3 now, so that's closed very slightly between Ross and Lee. Johnny Boy lapping about 5 to 7 tenths a lap slower in the front two, however, still in a very, very impressive job. They're both not particularly great, to be honest. If anything, actually, Ross caught up and is now slightly better than Lee on tyre wear. However, I don't see them getting another 6 laps out of those tyres. Like, I genuinely don't. He's doing a very, very good job. He's better than Graham, Ross and Lee. So, yeah, impressive to say the least. So 1.1 is now the gap. That is closing. As I say, it's now visible that Lee has worse tyre wear than Ross. I mean, a visible difference. Johnny Boy is comfortably going to get to the end at the moment with the way his tyre wear is looking. So, as I say, we don't know what's going to happen here. These tyres do fall off a cliff. The thing is, if the front two, if both of them come into the pits right now, the front two, they could get out just behind Johnny Boy with 6 laps to do on tyres, 5-6 laps, right? So they comfortably get past Johnny Boy, and to be fair, I debate they might actually be able to catch up to the other person with how bad the tyre wear is looking at the moment. But I can't see any of them coming into the pits. However, if they were, I wouldn't rule it out them catching all the way back up, to be honest, because yeah, I've got a feeling, especially Lee's tyres will die right at the very, very end. So 18.9 Joker, 18.8 personal best, 18.6 personal best for Andy, 18.6 is Pagani's, 18.9 is Jonesy, 19.2 for Biggles, 19.6 for Aaron, 19, I don't know what Graham's is, probably a low 19. So 19.3 last time around for Ross, 19.6. So Lee is approaching the 20s already, and Lee's tyre wear, he has got 20 to 25% left, and he still has another 4 laps to do on them. Yeah, definitely, people. There's no way Aaron's going to do a no-stop. Not a chance. Yeah. I mean, right now, I can tell you who I would rather be, and it's Ross. I know he's in second and Lee's in the lead. However, I would absolutely rather be Ross right now than Lee, because Lee's tyre wear is awful on that front left. He is going to be at 100% for the last lap, maybe even the last 2 laps, and that's going to be undrivable. Graham is about on par with Ross. Well, Lee's in. I said it. I did say he wasn't going to make it to the end, and he has. He's come into the pits. I mentioned it a couple of laps ago, where was one of them going to have to do it. There we go. Right, so he has come out 12.4 behind Ross. Don't think he's going to be gaining that in the 4 laps, but I mean, if Ross's tyres fall off an absolute cliff, then possibly. We're going to have a fight for P2 anyway, at least, which I think should be straightforward. But yeah, Ross, I mean, Ross is still dodgy here. He's still got 3 laps left to do, and he has like 15% tyre wear left, so he's certainly going to be on red the last lap, but it's whether he can keep the thing on the track, to be honest. So Aaron is 6 tenths in front of Biggles, who I'd imagine is better tyre wear. It's unsurprising. Biggles is very, very good in his tyres usually. However, even looking at Biggles, for when Biggles goes in the softs, you're going to have to very much look after those tyres, because he might struggle to get to the end. So Ross heads on to lap 16. He has a smidge tyre wear, so he's going to have to coast round here. And you can see he is basically... Watch him on this next right-hander. Look at the throttle input. He fingers off, and he's back on the power really wide. And then he's lifting off midway through the corner again. Then he gets back on the power. And as he comes up to this next braking zone, fully off on the brakes. Johnny Boy is just in front of Lee, but Lee is already down the inside. Oh, contact between the two. There's contact. Lee is all over the back though, and he is now going to be... He's near enough pushing him around the corner. And Lee gets round the... He's going to be down the inside here, and he'll be fast, you would imagine, around the last corner. He's 10.5 seconds. He's got 2 laps to go. Ross is very much easing off. His last lap was a 19.9. I'm going to imagine this is going to be a lap in the 20s as he comes round the last corner. And as we watch Lee, he is already near enough alongside. And Lee is going to be through Ross, 20.4. Lee gets past Johnny. And Johnny will definitely be easing off here. Yeah, you can see Johnny Boy doesn't really have as big a grip as Lee, who flies round. He's got 10 seconds and 2 laps. Unless Ross absolutely falls off a cliff on this last lap, you can't see that happening. He has a sliver, just over a sliver of tyre wear left. So he should be okay. Graham's going to be fine. Aaron is getting hounded by Biggles as they come round towards the hill section now. Left-hander up the hill. Biggles takes the wider line. He's going to try and get a bit of a cutback possibly here. Aaron covers the inside. Biggles then pulls to the outside around the top of the hill. As they head down the hill, Aaron again keeps in front for the time being. Aaron then through the left-hander. Matching each other through there. And we'll go back 8.9 seconds, it is the gap out front. Ross has just over a sliver of tyre wear, so it looks like he's going to be fine. He's very much eased off though in these last couple of laps, and he's just set a 20.4 once again. Lee is going to be, I'd imagine, probably going to set a 19 something, an 18 something here, an 18.4. So there we go, 2 seconds quicker, however, nowhere near enough. Aaron just in front of Biggles. Biggles marginally catching, but not quick enough on this straight as they go around one final time. Ross with literally the tiniest amount of tread left on that front left, but it's enough for him to coast round. As you see, it's 6.8, 6.9. You can see how much Lee is catching. Ross is just holding it on for dear life around here. You can see he's got no grip whatsoever now, but he's going to quite comfortably come round here for the final time. He's going to take this very pedestrian-like here. You can see so much he's braking, and then he gets on the power there. Very pedestrian-like, but he's got for round, and he is going to take race 1. Very controlled drive. A 20.9 to finish. Lee's going to finish with a much quicker time there of an 18.3 and his personal best. There you go. Johnny Boy with a cracking result there. Comes home in P3. Excellent tyre management. Graham P4. And Aaron P5. Jonesy comes along P6. Oh, there's contact for Gary and Biggles on the last corner. There we go. It's Jonesy P6, then it's Biggles and Pagani, and then it's going to be Andy and Joker. Back of the pack will be Blue Flag. I think it's been a bit of a messy one for Blue Flag. There we go. Rounds us out. There we go, Ross, Lee and Johnny Boy doing excellently there. for a P3. He was quick last night, we did say that he was very, very quick. So there you go, Ross, Lee, Johnny Boy, and Graham, Aaron, Jonesy, Biggles, Pagani, and then Andy Joker, blue flag is your results for race 1. So, yeah, 17.7, fastest lap of the 2 nights, and for Ross, comfortably so, the only person so far in the 17s. Impressive stuff. And he managed just about to keep those tyres in the correct window. Lee started off better than Ross on the tyre wear, however, as it got on, you could clearly see Lee was struggling on those tyres, and it was very apparent towards the end that he was not going to make it to the end on that set of tyres. So, race 2 will be a reverse grid, so you're going to have a blue flag Joker front row, I believe. And only 2 drivers not to have used the softs in race 1, which of course is Biggles and Aaron. We'll either use it on this race or the final race. Aaron is on the soft tyres currently. Biggles is back out on the mediums currently, which suggests that Biggles will be using them in the final race. Yeah, I think definitely start of race 1 definitely was Johnny. Should be getting underway shortly. I'd imagine this one will be a lot closer with everybody basically on the same tyres, with the exception of Biggles, who's a bit different. Yeah, this one might be a bit more interesting, I would imagine. A lot more battles. And I imagine Biggles will probably try and do the no stop, so I wouldn't be surprised if nobody stops in this race. That's my expectation. Oh, Aaron is on soft tyres as well, so both Biggles and Aaron are using them this race, which means race 3 will have nobody on the soft tyres, if my thinking is correct. So Aaron will pit then. Obviously we said he will not make it to the end, so we'll have one pit stop, I'd imagine, here, which will be Aaron halfway through. Biggles I would expect to try and hold off on them, going by Biggles' usual strategies. So Lee put in a minute warning about 40 seconds ago, so we should be getting away any second now. Such a random track, this one, isn't it? In the middle of a desert, and then randomly hot air balloons about the place. Just as you do. However, not quite strange to start digging at the wind turbines everywhere. Or as Donald Trump calls them, windmills. Right then, blue flag and Joker is our front row. Everyone's on mediums with the exception of Biggles and Aaron. Biggles P5, Aaron P7. Keep an eye out for them. We go then for race 2, 5 red lights. And we're off, and we get away then heading in towards turn 1. Blue flag and Joker lead us away, all on medium tires on the front 2 rows. Blue flag gets us turned in then. In the lead, everyone through okay so far. Clean start again. Joker defending a little bit there from Andy, going around the right-hander. In the background we've got someone, Lee Cole, giving us some dust. He's still giving us more dust. He's kept on the road, but he's... Oh, Johnny's off. Oh, he's airborne. He's whoops, he's now facing the wrong way. Oh dear, so went wrong. All went wrong. Blue flag carries on then in the lead from Joker. And Andy Pagani, that is the top 5 as you were. I think that's Jonesy being... Oh, having a fight with Aaron there. Aaron started P7, Jones started P6, so Aaron's going to go for the move here, and he is getting ahead at the moment. But Jonesy then comes back ahead now, so they are going side by side. This could be messy as they go into their fastest corner on the track. And Aaron now is back in front. They're going to go side by side. Aaron sweeps round the outside. That is a cracking move there. And out front, oh, it's... Blue flag's got a big gap, but it's in behind as Joker's been overtook by Andy. Pagani is in P3 now, so Joker dropped out to P4. Biggles is now having a look. Remember, Biggles is on the soft tire, so he will be quick. And then P6 after that cracking move around the outside of Jonesy, who is now having to defend from Ross, who is all over the back of him as well. Ross trying to go round the outside, round this long left-hander. He might get that done, not quite. Jonesy manages to get a bit of grip there. A lot of fighting going on in the early stages of this race. Already a bit more, I would say, than the race 1. Biggles is struggling a little bit there. Aaron got right up behind him, but he got back on. Oh, very wide, a couple of them there, but they all kept it on the track. Yeah, Joker seems to be struggling in this early stages, and he's dropped all the way down to P4, and that's going to be P5 as Biggles is heading down his inside on those very quick soft tyres. So Joker trying to defend, but Biggles will be getting that move done then, you would think, down the inside. And he might be under threat then soon from Aaron, possibly. However, Joker's trying to come back at Biggles. They are going to go side by side. Joker now heads out in front. However, Biggles has the inside line, so Joker's going to have to go the long way around, which he does do, and he goes all the way around the outside. Aaron then has a little look back at Biggles. But Biggles is going to stay in front for the time being. Ross is in behind in P7, who's got past Jonesy, who's already been overtook by Lee as well. So Jonesy down to P9, he's plummeting down the order. But let's... Blue flag still 1.1 now, and it's Andy Pagani. Then it's the fight he will be watching here between Joker and Biggles and Aaron, all side by side here. Very, very tight indeed. Aaron having to defend now from Ross, who is... That's a terrible camera angle. Maybe a camera angle. There we are. Ross gets down the inside of Aaron, but Aaron then gets a better exit and goes back in front of Ross. Lee is now all over the back of Lee and Ross side by side. There's Aaron in front. Oh, go on board for this. This could be sketchy, and you've got Jonesy in behind as well. Oh, Aaron's there on the outside. This is sketchy. Oh, Aaron is wide there. He's got a much better exit than Aaron here, but they're all in a line here, so we're all good. Ross lost out to Jonesy. There's all a bit of a mess there. Joker's held off, but then he's going to be off the track now, and he's going to lose the black place to Biggles now, alright. So Biggles gets that move done. He's P4. Aaron's tyre wear is already noticeably worse than Biggles, so yeah, we are expecting Aaron in around about lap 9. Biggles is doing a better job here of trying to keep them in the window. Biggles has always been known as a tyre whisperer though, so that doesn't surprise. We'll see if we can get after those in front of him. So we've got Pagani and Andy, who are very, very close together. You can see how much closer the pack is on this race. The only person detached is Johnny Boy after that spin early on, and Blue Fly's got the next biggest gap out front. That's only 1.9 seconds, but Pagani looks a lot quicker than Andy at this stage, and he's basically pushing Andy near enough around the corners, so he's going to want to get a move on. Andy is wide through that last corner, but he keeps it on the road. However, Pagani gets a better slingshot off the corner, and he is right in the slip now, and he is going to go... I thought he was going to go down the inside, but he does not. He actually ends up bump drafting Andy around the corner. So Biggles is then in behind on the soft tyres, trying to go to the end on them, setting an 18.8 last time around, as Pagani, he's very close to the back of Andy, and Andy is losing time out front now, in quite substantial time. Now he's dropping off. It's over 2 seconds now, comfortably over 2 seconds. So although Pagani was bump drafting, I'm wondering if he might just be better getting past him at this point. If he has any extra pace. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's going flat out right now. Yeah, he's got to keep an eye out from Biggles. Aaron now is all over the back, and he is heading alongside. Up into P5 he goes. He's got the inside line for the last corner as well, and he is noticeably ahead now, so you would think that might be move done. It was. He did get round the last corner all right, but definitely Joker got a better exit, and he's actually back ahead of him. Oh, it's side by side, everyone into the second, third and fourth. 3 wide. Biggles has managed to get a 2-way jump there on both of them, and at the same time Aaron got past Joker. Lee is now trying to get a look in the back of Joker as well, but Biggles is maintaining P2 for the time being. However, Pagani is pushing him all the way. They're going to go side by side into the next left-hander. Biggles is going to have to go the long way round. Pagani tries to shut the door on him. Biggles though is still there. Pagani's still around the outside though, and Pagani still around the outside. They're going side by side. Pagani's still there. He's now at the inside line for the next corner. Andy's trying his way back past Biggles, and Biggles is back down to P3. They're going 3 wide again for the next corner. This is a massive road jam in the middle of the track. Biggles is back up to P2. Aaron's getting involved now. Then we've got Joker in behind. Andy picks up dust on the outside. We're 3 wide again. Possibly 2. Oh, what's going on here? We're 2 by 2 now. Biggles and Pagani, Aaron and Andy. Aaron backs out, then Joker has a wee bit in the background. Lee catches up, Pagani's off the track. Biggles, oh, who's that in the middle of the track? Oh, it's Blue Flag, he's reset. Blue Flag's reset from out the front, so now Andy's in the lead. Biggles goes down the inside. It's a massive, what can only be described as clusterfuck. Oh, Andy's off the track again. I don't know what's going on. 6, 5, 6, 7 cars. What is going? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? There's 7, 8 cars. What the? What? I can't commentate on this. I just don't know what's happening. Oh, they're side by side up the hill. 10 cars covered by 1.5 seconds. I don't know what's going on. What is this? I need a minute. I need a minute. Sorry. What was going on there? That was yeah, that was interesting. Andy's in the lead. I don't know what happened there, to be quite honest. It was, I think it got 4 wide at one point. Yeah, that was quite something. So Andy and Biggles is now your front 2. That's not going to help Biggles' tyre wear at all, being involved in what can only be described as a mass mess. Biggles then down the inside. That should be straightforward. It is. And he's still going to try come back at him though, but yeah, Biggles has won out now. starting to spread out a little bit more again now. After that was the most insane lap I've ever seen. That was crazy. That was properly crazy. Aaron on the soft tyres. Remember, he's going to pit, so he's going to be last, possibly. And I'll lap. Oh no, he's not. Johnny's still there, I think, in last place. So it might not be last, but not be far off. Oh, Pagani, and that's Pagani picking up dust. It was contact between him and Andy, possibly. Oh, Jonesy's wide. Ross is through. Up to P6 he is, but a side by side again. Yeah, Johnny Boy is not having a good race. This one seems to have gotten away from me. He had a big old moment on the last lap. Biggles now well out comfortably in front. Oh, he's off the track though. Oh, he's going to lose the lead, isn't he? He's going to lose the lead. Lee gets in front. Biggles did all the hard work, and he is now dropping down the order. He's dropped to the P3. Commentators cuss, as I was just saying, he was doing well, and he's just plummeted down to P3. So Lee takes up the lead from Pagani. Andy's dropped down to P4 now. His tyre on that front left is a lot higher than some of the others. Aaron looks like he's going to be in the pits shortly. It's just a bit of a mess, to be honest. I mean, like, we're running at the last few laps, like Pagani's been running 20s to 21s, Lee's been running in the 20s. I think there's just been that much battling. They're running at such a slow pace at the moment, like that, because they just keep battling. They're just, I mean, like, Ross set a 21.8 in lap 7 and he's only 2 seconds up the lead. A 21.8 is 3 seconds, it's over 3 seconds slower than Lee's fastest lap. So they're just, it's just a bit of a mess. It's an entertaining mess, but no one's running at the pace they probably be ideally wanting to be run at the moment, because there's just so much going on. Anyway, Lee's in the lead somehow. I think he's avoided most of the chaos, because he's just sitting 18.9. Biggles is back up to P2. Biggles is the only one, I think, that can have any... Oh, he's side by side though with Pagani around the right-hander. Pagani back up to P2. The way Lee's pace is looking here, I'd be surprised if anybody gets ahead of him now. I think the race, as long as Lee doesn't have any incidents, I would say he's in a very good position to win this race. He seems to have the quicker car at the moment. Over a second, so it's under a second now, but about the second mark at the moment. 19.2 last time around was Pagani's fast lap of the race. Bear in mind, that was his first lap where there wasn't loads and loads of battling. There was a wee bit, but not too much, so you can see the pace has dramatically increased all of a sudden compared to the last few laps. So we are settling down into a rhythm now, after what was a very, very chaotic start to race 2. Graham down in P7, Jones at P8. Aaron's already come back out and is 16 seconds off the lead. So a second is the gap out front still. See what Pagani can do. I think Lee looks very quick, but you never know. Biggles looks like he might be okay for the no stop. However, I wouldn't rule out getting overtook by a few cars here towards the end of the race, because people on the medium tyres will be in much better shape come the last couple of laps, and you can already see that Ross is already looking to get a move here. It's the best of those soft tyres. Oh, Pagani's off. Oh, he's back on the track. Oh, he's alright, he's alright. Pagani off the track. Big old spin there, and that means that Biggles is released into P2 and Ross is P3. However, by the look of this, Ross might be P2 before long, as Biggles struggling on those soft tyres now. They have reached a point where they oh, is that Andy? Is he off? No, he's held on for dear life. Big old moment there. Personal best of 19.1 for Ross, which is a very, very good time, and he is all over the back of Biggles. Biggles doing well to defend, no. But the issue is, Biggles is having to defend plus tyre save, which is not two things you want to be doing simultaneously. However, he's done a cracking job. I don't know how Andy's not absolutely binned it over the last two races at some point, because he has been at a couple of... Oh, someone's binning it. That's big. Where is he going? Biggles taking what can only be described as the scenic route through that corner. Oh, there we go. It's Lee out front. 3.5 seconds. I did say it would be unlikely anyone would beat Lee when he was out front. However, didn't expect him to have a 3.5 second gap now. Andy's on the back now of Biggles. Yeah, I think all these wiggles and moments that Andy's having is not exactly doing the best for his tyre wear though. Joker's having a good race here. Much better race for Joker around here. This one, he's 5th at the moment. However, make that possibly 4th as he sweeps round, and there's a good move there on Andy. So much better race now at the moment for Joker, as he's up to P4, and he's got Biggles ahead of him on worn soft tyres. So possibly a podium for Joker coming here if he can keep it on the road. A good result, get that. Jonesy's all of a sudden sneaked into this at the back of P7. Blue flag after his spin is in P8. Pagani after his spin is in P9. Aaron sets the fastest lap of the race so far, which is an 18.4, and he is now only 14 seconds off the lead, and he is not far off the back of the pack. Yeah, Jonesy sneaked into the back of P7 there. He's kind of came out of nowhere. Fastest lap of his personal best last time around. Joker also sneaking into it, up into P4 now, so a few people getting a bit of a move on in this one. It's a Lee and Ross, which is a very familiar top two from race 1. And remember, wherever they finish in this race will start, so there's a chance that we could have a 1-2 in all 3 races for Lee and Ross, just in different orders. Certainly a possibility, as that is a battle between Graham and Andy, and it's Andy who's won it for the time being. He's defending from Graham. They need to be careful here as Graham switches to the inside as Andy goes wide, and Graham tries inside line. It looks like he's going to have that comfortably. Graham, there we are. Jonesy's now maybe going to have a look here as well. There he is as well. Andy drops down further, down to P7 he goes. And Jonesy, I say, he's sneaking into it as well, up to P6, so possibly a good result on the way for Jonesy as well. Definitely Lee Joker is the one who's on for a really good result at the moment, especially if we can sneak past Biggles, who is now... he's going to struggle to get that to the end, Biggles. He's still got 4 laps to go and he's got 20% tyre wear left. We're like... tread left, I don't see it much more than that, so I'd be shocked if Biggles can keep Joker behind, to be honest. And Biggles has been prone to some gravel, and he done up there on the exit of lap 14 on the last corner, and now he's going to go round the outside. See, to be fair, the more Joker does this, the more it's hurting Biggles, because he's having to try and defend with absolutely nothing, and Joker is going to have a lot more grip here down the inside, and he goes into the podium places. So Joker up to P3, it was coming. Biggles has no tyre left now. He still has a long way to go here, a long way till home. Much quicker from Ross over the last few laps, which means that the gap is actually coming down. It's 2.7 seconds, still very comfortable for Lee. He can keep on the road, but Joker's having a cracking couple of laps here, hounding the back of Biggles, and it was only a matter of time. He's got through, Graham is his only probably danger now. If he can get past Biggles quickly, might have a shot at Joker, but I think Graham will be past Biggles. Maybe even on the exit of this corner. As Biggles is struggling and he's been prone to wide here and then getting a bit of gravel. Oh, please don't tell me it's Joker. Oh, it's not. Well, there was dust there. I thought it was Joker. It wasn't. I don't know who created that, but anyway. Graham past Biggles as expected. Looks like he's latched back onto Jonesy and Andy after his earlier spin. Biggles is going to drop further. I'll be surprised if he can stay ahead of the few behind him. Oh, he's getting absolutely no grip at all, Biggles. 2.3 out front. 2 seconds. Oh no, it's going to go up again. I think it just took a bit different line. But nearly just over 2 seconds. Yeah, Andy's really pushing that front left tyre. Even on these tyres. On the mediums. Biggles is still in P5, however, he's got 2 laps to go and he has a literal sliver of tyre left on that front left. This is going to be a long 2 laps. I'd be surprised if he doesn't finish P9 or 10 here, Biggles, to be honest. I don't think he's going to be able to keep that on the road of I must say, I've been quite good with the predictions tonight. I've predicted an entertaining race too. I predicted that Aaron would have to pit. I predicted that Biggles was going to struggle to keep the car on the track. And half a corner later, he was off the track. Poor Biggles. It's been a long 2 laps. And he is going to plummet down the order now on those tyres. However, I did say that Lee was very comfortable up front, and he still kind of is, but it's become a little bit more uncomfortable. He was over 3 seconds in the lead at one point. It's now 1.9. But yeah, it was comfortable. It's semi-comfortable now. He can't afford to make any mistakes at all now, because Lee is right there. Poor Biggles is P8, and that's going to be P10 shortly, as they're only less than 3 seconds behind for the next 2 to get past. And let's just watch if he gets round this right-hander. Okay. Oh, he dropped down to less than 90 mile an hour there. Oh, it's Andy. Oh, Biggles is. Oh, what the? Oh. Did Biggles just hit the pit wall? I think Biggles just hit the pit wall. What was he doing? He did just hit the pit wall. It wasn't just me. But, okay. Odd. Right. Ross, 1.4 now. All of a sudden, Ross is right up to the back. But unfortunately for Lee, he's only got a couple of corners left. 1.7 seconds is the gap out front, and it's going to be a Joker podium if he gets the last corner all right. But we'll watch this battle in a second, watching Lee currently as he rounds the last corner. Nice and safe, easily done. Ross nice and clean. Watching these two as Lee takes the checker flag then, and he gets the win for race 2, and it is going to be a Joker podium. Very nicely done from Joker. Graham takes P4. Jonesy's going to win out just ahead of blue flag. It's Aaron and Pagani, and oh, it's Pagani that takes it. Aaron just behind. It's Andy P9. It's Biggles who comes home P10. Fair to say it didn't go as Biggles planned that race there. I think there was too much battling in that race for a no stop, unfortunately. There's so much going on. Points. Johnny for P11. I don't think he'll mind too much. He got a podium in the first race. He's not going to be fussed. He'll not be fussed at all. Right then, that was race 2. Once again, a very familiar top 2. Liam Ross, Joe Kirk, Graham, Jonesy, Blue Flag, Pagani, Aaron with a fast lap there, 18.4. Andy Biggles, Johnny Boy, and that will be your starting order for the final race of the evening, which will be in a roughly 2 or 3 minutes probably. Right, we should be getting underway very shortly. There'll be nobody on soft tyres here, so might be a repeat of race 2. Yep, everyone, Derek. I mean, race 2 was interesting enough for especially that few laps, and lap 7-8ish time I think it was. So it could be a repeat of that, which would be chaotic once again. I say though, that lap was possibly the most crazy lap I've ever seen. What was going on, I don't know. It was like they all decided how close can we all get on the track at the same time. Alright then, here we go. Final race of the evening. Familiar top two again. Liam Ross starting out front from Joker in P3. As I said, everyone is on medium tyres. There you go. Not a single soul starting in the socks on this one. So, level playing field for the final race of the evening, and it's lights out. Away we go. Liam Ross get us underway once again, and it'll be Lee leading us into turn 1. Here we go. And for the third time, are we all going to get through, clean through turn 1? We do indeed. So Lee just marginally ahead of Ross, just trying to go the long way around the outside. And Lee defends for the time being. So in is Lee still in the lead. Fairly clean all the way through. Nobody having any major moments. As we head into the next corner then, up towards top of the hill. Jonesy and Graham are side by side. Oh, dust get piled up on Joker there. It's Jonesy who's in P4 and Graham is P5. Good job by Jonesy there, in a place. Joker holding off in P3 at the moment. Lee still in the lead. I've seen Ross was very, very quick at the latter part of that race, so it could be a good battle for the race win on our hands here. Graham looks to be struggling in the early stages. He got overtook by Jonesy, and he's now under pressure behind blue flag now. Everyone gets through cleanly. Very clean opening lap from everyone. And Johnny Boy looks like he's getting a move on Biggles here. He is. Round the outside he goes. Biggles tries to defend. Johnny Boy, though, he's off. Oh, he went too far. Oh, he's off again. After a sterling race one, it has went off. Ooh, airborne. Has went awfully wrong on race 2 and race 3. There we go. So, nearly a second gap behind Ross now. Joker going to try and stick with him. Not sure he's going to be able to manage though, as those two seem to be have by far the best pace tonight. Everyone else seems a little bit behind them. You can see it's a second now. Ready, so I imagine that will continue to climb. We'll see what happens in behind. So if Jonesy can possibly get a bit of a march on here and get away from the rest of the pack, that would definitely help him. As you see at the background of this one, you've got Biggles, Johnny Boyd now miles behind after that airborne incident at the fence. Ross with a dodgy latter part of the lap here. However, he had an excellent last corner, which means it's only half a second lead him to have the best run. You see it's an 18.5 across the line for Ross, an 18.9 for Joker, so some very, very good times in the opening couple of laps here. Definitely looking like the fastest race so far, this one. We're going straight into the 18s, so it's a nice pace to be at early on. Close battle here though, Aaron and blue flag close together. Also Pagani is hovering in the periphery as well. There's some more dust getting brought up there. That's Pagani very wide. He's held on. Some more dust getting brought up down the inside of that corner. But it's as you work out front. Joker has dropped off a little bit more this lap though, 1.3 behind, and definitely Jonesy is closer as well. Half a second. Oh, very tightly packed here as Pagani is having to defend from Andy a little bit here. Andy will be looking for an excellent run around this last corner. And to be fair, he does look like he has had a good run there. He has had a decent run, which means he is right in the slip now. Can he get a move here? He's having a look, but not quite, as it's blue flag and Graham side by side. Graham holds blue flag off, which is helping Jonesy get away. That's exactly what I said. Jonesy will try and pull a gap here, and he's trying to catch after Joker. Could we have Jonesy trying to get a podium in the last one? It's all been who gets third place in the first few races here. Johnny with a surprise podium in race 1. cracking result. And then Joker with the podium in race 2. And we have Jonesy possibly nick a podium in race 3. Top 2 look like being the same for all 3 races. Fortunately that Johnny, well, it's all went wrong because it's a very good pace all over the 2.9, so it would be nice to see him again be mixing it up the top end of the grid, but not to be, unfortunately. But he'll be thrilled in race 1. Absolutely thrilled. So B Ross is all over the back of Lee now. Similar though for Jonesy, who's all over the back of Joker. Trying to get a good slingshot off the corner. Definitely Joker had the better run for the entry of that corner, so that has held him off for the time being. I say out front, Lee and Ross, it's as you were. No really any gains here. However, Lee is wide and he's on the dirt. However, he's got away with it. It was just the one wheel on the dirt, so he managed to keep it on. And yeah, just a warning what can happen. Joker definitely having to defend. Jonesy's all of a sudden found some pace in this race. They've still got a 1.5 second gap from behind. Between Andy and Piani. P7 and P8. Goes there as well. Aaron's had a moment somewhere. He's down in P10. Obviously we've got Johnny Boy back at the back. So yeah, Joker is just holding on for the moment. They've got a 2 second gap in behind because Graham's had a dodgy run, and you can see now that it's no longer Graham they have to contend with. It's now Blue Flag, and we've seen that Blue Flag had a comfortable lead. Oh, Andy's off the track, he's back on. And Blue Flag had a comfortable lead in the last race until the spin. Blue Flag has the pace, I think, to catch up to the 2 in front of him. However, we have got a decent gap. The front 2 also have a decent gap though. It's like Noah's Ark at the moment, 2 by 2. Ross going around the outside again. Lee though covering it off. These 2 battle. You never know, these 2 behind could get a little bit more interested though. They start battling. We're a third of the way through near enough this race. It's a sense of deja vu out front. The same 2 all night going at it. Blue Flag with a dodgy, certainly a dodgy run through this lap. It's now 3 seconds they have, Joker and Jonesy. Joker and Jonesy are going at a very good pace, and to be honest, Joker and Jonesy have actually caught up a little bit to the front 2 on this lap. I think through starting to have a little bit more of a battle, especially in the first sector of this lap. They were close together, so you can see if they can continue. Let's see, close enough. Neither or Jonesy or Ross are close enough to go for any sort of move. Neither's Graham in behind, bringing it back past Blue Flag. So actually nothing happening at the moment. Nobody's quite close enough to have a move on anyone at present. Things might start to come alive towards the end of this one. I'm sure Ross will want another win. This is basically who wins the night this race is for, because Ross won race 1, Lee won race 2, so this decides the night basically. Who had the better night, Ross or Lee? I still think Ross has the upper hand on outright pace, but this track is not easy. I would say it's one of the trickiest tracks to get an overtake on, this one. Like, if you keep your car in the right place, it can be very, very hard to get a move on. Because that last, I mean, obviously that is the last corner, you can get a good run. A bit like Jonesy trying right now. But the thing is, I think Jonesy backs off earlier into the last corner than Joker. Joker has a different line, but then Jonesy then catches back up on the start-finish straight because he gets a better exit, but Joker's better into it. However, this is the closest Jonesy has been, and he is going to go down the inside. There's contact between the 2 of them, very slight contact, but they're very, very respectful of each other and giving each other a lot of room through there. And Jonesy backs off a little bit. Joker, I think, has got this for the time being. They need to watch. They have got a 3-second gap, so they've got enough advantage to have a wee bit of a fight, but they can't get too carried away. Jonesy now peels to the outside. Joker has the inside line. Jonesy will try and get the cut back. However, Joker keeps it nice and neat and tidy. Jonesy then will try and get the run down this hill, and he has a monster run. He's all over the back of him. So here we go again as they head towards the last corner. They haven't lost too much on this lap, a couple of attempts at most. Jonesy, if he wants this move, he needs to get it done soon, I'd say, because the more they battle, the more there is a chance. Front two again. He's not quite close. Oh, however, that's going to be it, you would imagine. Ross down the inside. It's not going to be done yet. It's going to carry on into towards turn one, and Lee does give it up. So Ross takes the lead of the race for the first time in this one. Jonesy wasn't quite close enough, didn't go for a move this time. It's 2.6 behind, so they lost 4 attempts on that previous lap. Now Lee closely following Ross now. First time it's swapped around in this one. It was only because Lee, that wheel on the gravel in the exit, that did give Lee the upper hand. Ross had a bit of a tyre in the gravel himself there, however, not as bad as the one Lee had, and it has allowed Lee to close in a little bit. He's only 3 attempts behind. Same gap between Joker and Jonesy. Both, like, again, narrowly quicker on this lap, but very, very narrow advantage on this lap. You see Lee is very close to the back of Ross. He needs a very good exit. He might have a run. Oh, he's off the track. He did actually have a really good run round the first part, to the point where if he'd have kept away off the gravel, he'd have probably advanced his chances into turn one. But he got away with it. It wasn't anywhere near as bad as the last lap. He's going to try and go round the outside. He's going to try and force Ross, and a mistake here. It's all over the back of him. 2 behind have actually increased the gap again, about 10th or so. So they have the advantage in the moment, so it still continues to be a battle. Who gets the final podium place? Will it be a Joker for a double podium? That'd be a phenomenal result for him. Lee with that different line down the hill. It's a much better exit. He's all over the back then of Ross into the next corner. Ross with a better exit though. Biggest the gap's been, which is over 4 tenths, which says a lot. How close they've been. So closely matched. Jonesy is a little bit closer on this lap, only 3 tenths away. However, you'll see again, as we go on board, they have a totally different line through this corner. So he gains here, you see he backs off earlier than Joker. Joker carries more speed. Jonesy tries to get the better exit. So you see Joker go further away into distance. Jonesy always gets the better exit. And then he gets close in towards turn one. But again, not close enough. Rinse and repeat. Thing is though, Jonesy's not quite got a good enough exit on that last corner. So just totally different approaches into the last corner. Joker carrying more speed into it and compromises the exit slightly. Jonesy slower into it, gets a better exit. Interesting though, they both do it differently. Again, you see Lee with a much better run down the hill, taking a different line than Ross. But then Ross is better through this corner and usually gets a decent acceleration. However, Lee's actually kept with him on this time. So less than 2 attempts between the top 2 now. He is all over the back of him. And he's down the inside. Ross gives him the room. Lee's off the track. This could be it. Oh, he's kept it on the track. Ross still gets it back around the outside. Lee, is he going to try? No, he's not. He backs back off. He got him down the inside. He carried too much speed though, and then that was it. He had to back off. Joker's got the jump though on Jonesy. He's now a second in front. This battle behind carries on. Yeah, Joker looking like the favourite at the moment. Track position, and he's got a bit of a gap now. So can he hold on for dear life for a double podium? He'd be thrilled with that if he could hold off. And the gap has increased out front. It's now just over 6/10, so that is definitely the highest it's been so far. Can he carry it on? Lee needs a good exit, and he is definitely prone to an old bit of gravel. However, it was much more tentative that time, and Ross got a cracking run, and it is now over 7.5 tenths. So Ross with a good lap, Lee with an average lap. It's allowed that to be the biggest gap that we've seen so far. What was that last lap? Race defining, I wonder. Ross now got the gap. Can he hold the gap? As the gap becomes over a second, I think that might be it. Climbing over a second. Ross has got the jump. Joker got the jump a couple of laps ago. He's hovering it around a second, just under. The gap behind's under 2.5 seconds, but it's not really ever went anywhere. So they are safe at the moment. .3 it's up to now. Jonesy's the same, Fever. Joker's slightly better, not much. All of a sudden, Ross has just found a couple of tenths. It's not been much he's found, but he's found it just at the right point where Lee started to struggle. You can see the opposite's the case. Lee's lost a couple of tenths over the last few laps. Ross has gained a couple of tenths, and that's just been the big factor. Andy again with that front left tyre, unpleasant. Andy's the worst tyre wear, I would say, along the blue flag. Oh, they're all off the track. All three of them are off the track. Oh, it's crazy. They're all off the track on the gravel. Frantic stuff. Blue flag still has a possession in P5, Graham P6, Pagani P7. That was very, very messy indeed. All three of them went wide at the same time, and that could have been a huge impact. They all sort of got away with it though. However, it looks like, unless Jonesy can find something in the top three positions, maybe sorted. So that gap out front has continued to climb. It's nearly at 2 seconds. So that lap was race defining. A really good lap Ross had in 18.7, and Lee had a really bad lap in 19.5, and that was the difference. All it took, one lap. Ross get out the slip. Lee dropped back. Ever since then, it's been plain sailing. However, possibly still a battle for P3. Joker hasn't had a good lap. Let's see what it is. It's a 19.7, and Joker all of a sudden has went on a 19.1. So much better lap from Jonesy. Sorry, on just behind Joker. So that has meant that that gap's down to half a second. So that's the closest it's been. Oh, Pagani's off, and also Graham's off. Not Graham, sorry. Andy off behind as well. So a lot of them making some mistakes now. The top 4 positions are settled. It's just kind of what order. Third and fourth, you would imagine. It's Graham and Blue Flag battles. Oh, Blue Flag goes wide, but he's alright, I think. These two have been battling most of the race. You can see that gap back in front of them has increased quite a lot. Yeah, the top 2 are miles clear, and Ross is well clear now of Lee. Very dominant performance this one from Lee. After he got that move on Lee, he has shot off into the distance now. Jonesy has been close to Joker all race. At one point Joker got it up to a second, and then Jonesy has eked it down last lap by a good lap. He's only got one more chance down the main straight, really, to get the move done. As Graham and Pagani go side by side. Blue Flag has binned it. It's down in P9. It's Graham and Pagani now. Joker is doing a very good job out in front of Jonesy at the moment. He is maintaining that gap at a half a second, which is nowhere near close enough. And Jonesy had an awful run there. He was far too much on the inside. He got on the bumpy stuff in the gravel. And you can see he's plummeted. Half a second he's lost in that corner, and he's now over a second behind. So unless Joker has an awful lap, it's a double podium as he comes round. And he's done it well. It's just under a second the gap. 1 lap to go. 3 seconds out front. Ross just has to post it home now. Doesn't have to do anything at all, Ross. Just literally get it around. Take no risks. Graham has Pagani very close to him. As Ross comes down the hill for the final time for this evening. And Joker also down the hill now. And he is significantly ahead of Jonesy now. So we'll watch on board with Ross to win the night. 2-1 in favour of Ross. It's been the same top 2 all evening, just in different orders. Ross will take his second victory and win the night over Lee, who takes a comfortable P2. So very good result there from both of them all night. And Joker, with a cracking drive again, will take away the double podium for the evening. Pagani in the background going off the track. Jonesy with a good P4 there. Graham and Pagani close to P5, P6. Andy P7. Arnold take P8. Blue Flag. Yeah, it's coming around the last corner now. And he is going to take a P9. And you'll have Biggles and Johnny Boy coming around. Well done to them, Biggles and Johnny Boy. Biggles having fun there on the start-finish straight. There we go. It's a cracking result from Ross again, and it's a 2 victory night for him. 1 victory for Lee. Top 2 though on the same all the way through the evening. Johnny Boy got a podium in the first race, and then Joker with a double podium, which is a cracking result there. Very, very impressive. 18.4 finishes off the last one. 17.7 then on the first race was the fastest lap of the night. But yeah, very, very good job there. Oh, Pagari with a 19.000. That's very nice, like that. His fastest lap. So there we go. That's your results then for the final race of this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Do join us again on Thursday for GT2, Friday for GT1. Have a lovely rest of your evening.